Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're unpacking a really chilling supernatural mystery. It starts the way so many of these stories do, right? A family's just trying to have a fun New Year's getaway at a place called the Golden Hotel. But they end up bringing something back with them, something incredibly dark. We're going to trace the exact anatomy of this haunting and see what happens when the safety of your own home is breached by something that absolutely refuses to let go. Okay, let's dive straight into this. Imagine waking up dead in the middle of the night and you hear this soft lullaby echoing through your house. Just come gently into these eyes, sleep, come gently. I mean, it sounds like a beautiful, soothing song, right? Except nobody in your family is actually singing it. The dad, Shekar, starts hearing this super eerie melody just drifting down the hallways right after they get back from their trip. So obviously, you've got to ask, who on earth is singing to a child in the dark? Shekhar follows the sound upstairs and finds his little boy, Vicky, wide awake. But Vicky isn't alone. He's just casually chatting with this unseen entity in the room that he calls Auntie. The room is completely empty otherwise. As a parent, I mean, that is the exact moment you realize you have a massive, massive problem on your hands.
Part 1. The haunting begins, and we start seeing the symptoms of the supernatural.
Now, hauntings rarely start with some huge dramatic explosion, right? They creep in. And the biggest red flag here was the bizarre shift in Vicky's behavior. Normally, this kid absolutely hates school and relies on his older sister Ria for literally everything. But almost overnight, after this hotel trip, Vicky is suddenly waking up at the crack of dawn, fully dressed in his uniform, cooking breakfast, and demanding 5 ice creams all at once. It's a total personality flip. So unsettling. And it wasn't just Vicky acting weird. The whole house was reacting. The family dog, Peggy, she was absolutely terrified. She flat out refused to even cross the threshold into the house. Then Shekhar and the kids start feeling these freezing cold presences just hiding behind the curtains. And then Ria inexplicably faints while they're out at a restaurant. It's like the house itself is sick, and this infection is spreading fast.
Part 2. Tracing the origin. Let's figure out where this cursed Golden Hotel nightmare actually started.
To understand what's happening, we have to find patient 0, and that leads us to a sealed room. Back during the chaos of the New Year's party, little Vicky actually wandered off, and they eventually found him inside this locked, cobweb-covered room that the hotel staff explicitly said had been sealed shut for years. Like, nobody goes in there. But somehow, Vicky did. And here is the kicker. He didn't just go in. He brought something out. A cursed object. Vicky had unknowingly grabbed this mysterious, ornate glass thing from that sealed room and brought it all the way home. Guys, this wasn't just a tacky souvenir. It acted as an anchor. It was literally a spiritual tether that basically allowed whatever was locked in that hotel room to just stroll right through their front door. Now, the family is totally clueless about the danger until this completely mysterious stranger randomly tracks Shekhar down. This frantic, unidentified guy knows all about the Golden Hotel's dark history. And the second he sees that glass object Vicky brought back, he absolutely panics. He begs Shekhar to just destroy it immediately, warning him that their actual lives depend on it. Section 3. The Spirit's Tragic Backstory. Let's slow things down for a second because we really need to understand the creation of this monster. It's wild how supernatural lore almost always ties a haunting back to some profound human trauma, right? The stranger tells them this horrific story. Years ago, the very first manager of the Golden Hotel was just this terribly abusive guy. Day 1, he violently kicks his wife out of the hotel, but he keeps their newborn baby locked inside. For the next 2 days, this desperate mother is just sobbing, begging outside the doors. By day 4, the unimaginable happens. Her baby actually dies from sheer neglect. Shattered by this grief, the mother completely loses her mind, passes away, and her tortured spirit ends up haunting that exact room. I really want us to focus on that number for a second. 4. 4 agonizing days. Can you even imagine a mother waiting outside in the freezing cold, starving, thirsty, just listening to her baby cry until it finally goes silent? That is profound trauma. And all that pain, it mutated into this terrifying, incredibly possessive rage. Which brings us to a really chilling realization. This grieving spirit, completely trapped in her own sorrow and delusion, now looks at young Vicky and sees her own lost child. Her message to the family is terrifyingly clear. Do not separate Vicky from me. The weird lullaby, cooking him breakfast, the obsession, it is all part of this twisted maternal fantasy. She thinks she found her baby, and there is no way she's losing him again.
Part 4. The escalation and the possession of Aditi. Now, what's really interesting here is how the haunting evolves. We move from these spooky, unexplainable occurrences to a very direct, violent threat, because the spirit decides she needs to eliminate the competition, which raises a big question. Why target Aditi specifically? Well, Aditi is Shekhar's fiancée. She is about to marry into this family and officially become the kid's stepmother. So, to a hyper-possessive, totally unhinged ghost mother, Aditi is the ultimate threat. She's stepping right into the maternal role that the spirit has claimed for herself.
So the ghost doesn't just try to scare Aditi away. She fully possesses her. The entity literally takes over Aditi's body just to deliver this harrowing ultimatum. Otherwise, I will kill everyone. Basically, if you try to take Vicky away or if you interfere with me keeping him, the whole family dies. The stakes just instantly jumped to life and death.
And that brings us to the final showdown, breaking the curse. Shekhar is completely backed into a corner here. His son is being claimed by a ghost. His fiancée is literally possessed by it. He has to make a desperate final gamble. Here's his frantic rescue mission. Step 1. Shekhar forces the possessed Aditi into the car and speeds all the way back to the Golden Hotel. Step 2. He physically breaks right back into that sealed, cursed room, dragging a thrashing Aditi along with him. And Step 3. Remembering that stranger's desperate warning, he grabs that cursed glass object, the anchor, and just violently smashes it onto the floor.
The immediate aftermath is pure chaos, but also relief. The exact second that glass shatters, the physical connection breaks. The spirit is forcefully evicted. Aditi just collapses to the ground, totally exhausted, but she is finally free. Vicky is safe. The family just holds each other, swearing they'll be together forever. The nightmare is actually over.
But is it? Because as the family embraces, we're left with this one final super ominous echo. Just listen for the gentle footsteps. It really begs the question, right? Did destroying that object actually destroy the curse? Or did it just shatter the cage and let the spirit roam completely free? Definitely something to keep in mind the next time you're tempted to pick up a mysterious little souvenir on vacation. Thank you so much for exploring this mystery with me today. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time.